At each location was a poster with a cicada symbol and a QR code.
Can you imagine if you would scan the QR code and there is Rick Astley? Never gonna give you up. Hello guys.
Hi everyone.
I am Waldemar.
And I'm Weronika.
WW Reactions.
Yes, and
We haven't said that for a long time.
we have not. But you can see it in our logo, luckily. Today we're watching some strange video I see. It's called Cicada 3000 or 3301, an internet mystery, and I don't know what that is.
I asked you about this one time. I don't know if you remember. I asked you if you have ever heard about Cicada 3301.
Wait. That's ringing a bell. Say more.
I don't think I ever said more. I think I told you that it was like internet mystery from 4chan, that someone uploaded these riddles.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And they were like
Googling
very
it then.
complicated, and there were theories.
Mhm.
Is it like some
Recruitment for
some
MI6 or something
recruitment?
like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. For
Okay.
like a secret service or something like that. And it was going on for a couple of years. But yeah, I didn't remember it well enough to explain it to you. And now I was looking for videos for us to watch, and I remembered about this, so I thought
Awesome.
I
I'm
will look
really
up.
happy to check
I
that.
think I've seen this video. I'm not sure if I've seen this video exactly, because I remember I was watching one video about Cicada in Polish, but I think later I also seen this one, because it's a pretty old video. It's like 6 or 7 years old. So I think I've seen this one too, but you don't know anything about it, so I think it's a good video for reaction. But yeah, I remember when I first heard about this, I was like, what? Like very, very interesting and kind of a creepy story.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really, it makes
Okay, I'm excited.
it makes you think.
I like thinking. I do that sometimes.
And
too often,
it's not like some of those conspiracy theories where you can be like, oh no, I don't think so. No, it's it's set up.
I didn't take it as a conspiracy theory when you told me about it. I think it's more interesting than that.
Yeah, it's more nuanced than that, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, so you ready
Mm-hmm.
to have your mind?
You always ask me like you're ready. Like it takes some immense amount of effort for me to watch the video.
I don't know.
I am ready.
I
yeah.
always ask for your permission. I think that's
Consent.
a good. Yes,
That
I
is
think
a good
that's a good
precedent.
thing.
Yes.
Right. So let's begin.
Just let me know.
On the 4th of January 2012, a user on 4chan posted this image to the site's infamous B or random board. The anonymous author, who went by the 4-digit pseudonym 3301, challenged users to uncover a message hidden within the image. Unbeknownst to those who stumbled across it, someone had just set in motion one of the most elaborate scavenger hunts the internet has ever seen.
Even the image is creepy.
It is.
Within minutes of the image being posted, someone discovered that by opening the file using a text editor, an appended string of readable text could be found. The string contained a cipher that, once deciphered, formed a link to yet another image. At first, this appeared to be a dead end, but using an application known as OutGuess, users were able to extract hidden information embedded within the first image. The extracted information led to a subreddit, which in turn contained information about the book. The book, along with a code, could then be used to uncover a phone number that, when called, played this pre-recorded message.
Very good. You have done well. There are 3 prime numbers associated with the original final .jpg image. 3301 is one of them. You will have to find the other 2. Multiply all 3 of these numbers together and add a .com on the end to find the next step. Good luck. Goodbye.
But I like how it's, like an IQ test, but it's also using the internet and Reddit and subreddits. It's just so wild, the combination of all of that.
Yeah, because it was made, I think, to be seen by as many people as possible. So you would use, things like Reddit, like 4chan,
Yeah.
if you want to recruit from the people.
Yeah.
By the following day, the initial image had been reposted all over the internet. A growing community of armchair detectives sought to unravel this elaborate puzzle, but no one was quite sure what to make of it. What was the puzzle for? Who was behind it? What happens when you reach the end? Some naturally dismissed it as an elaborate joke, while others perceived its complexity as evidence against it being the work of a mere troll. Before long, rumors began to circulate that this could be the work of some secret society or intelligence agency, with the intent of recruiting individuals proficient in cryptography, steganography, and other related fields. Of course, it was nothing but a rumor. The two missing numbers mentioned in the recording proved to be the dimensions of the original image. After multiplying the width and height with 3301 and using the product as a web address, users were taken to a website. The website consisted of a countdown as well as an image of a cicada. When the countdown reached 0, the page was updated with a list of coordinates. The coordinates pointed to locations around the globe, 14 locations in 5 different countries. It was now up to participants living near the specified coordinates to rise from their comfortable armchairs and venture outside. Those who believed Cicada to be the work of an organization now felt their beliefs had been justified. In their opinion, only some international collective possessed the means and resources to create a scavenger hunt of this magnitude. This was not the work of your average troll. No, this had to be something else. At each location was a poster with a cicada symbol and a QR code.
On the bike shelter over here. See, I got it right there. Oh. You can see the corners. I was excited. I just kind of ripped it off.
The codes linked to an image. The image contained a riddle. The riddle led to a book.
Can you imagine if you would scan the QR code and there is Rick Astley? Never gonna give you up.
I was just thinking that this guy who took it off was a little bit of a meanie, because what if someone else figured it out as well? Why would you rip it off, leave it for other people to find? Yeah, not like on first. And also, it's interesting how they chose, if it was an organization, which I will share my thoughts on about when I finish the video and I'm informed, but that they would choose to exclude a lot of people who might be highly intelligent but are not able to make it because of the distance, because of the money, because of the time constraints. And does that mean they were looking for, if that was an organization, does that mean they were looking for people who would be so determined that they would make it happen no matter what?
Maybe, or maybe it was not such a big organization that they were able to put those.
Well, that's for sure, but you could have omitted the step of actually having to physically go anywhere, right? I'm saying, yeah, of course, but you could have easily omitted the step of actually physically having to go anywhere. Choosing it must mean something. Or it just means it was like 5 guys sitting in a basement and they just happened to live in those places. But yeah,
that's what I thought.
That's what I think. But I mean, I'm trying to, think if it was an organization, why would you choose such a step?
No, but also, you would have to make some effort to go to those places, because they could not put those posters in every city, in every country, so it would be convenient.
I know, and that's why I'm asking why they would have put posters as well at all. I don't think you're...
Maybe to prove something, because putting posters like proves that this is like kind of like an organization.
Okay, yeah, that you like
because
proof.
online you can do everything, but to be in all those places you had to actually be there to put those posters, right?
Okay, I like that.
So it proves something, without showing yourself. Mm-hmm. Still hiding, but you can show that
you exist
and you physically exist.
Book, and the book led to a website. But here, the puzzle took an unexpected turn. Only a select group of first arrivals to this website were accepted into the final stage of the puzzle. The site eventually closed down with the message, "We want the best, not the followers." The finalists were also warned not to collaborate with others nor to share the details of this private stage of the puzzle. Well, given that we know this, it's safe to say that not everyone heeded that warning. But those who did presumably advanced through the final stages before reaching the very end of the puzzle. After nearly a month of silence, an image appeared on the subreddit announcing the conclusion of the puzzle, and just like that, the hunt was over. Cicada had supposedly found the highly intelligent individuals they were looking for, and whatever happened to them is a bit of a mystery, but more on that in a moment. The complete lack of an explanation was perceived by many as confirmation that the puzzle had been nothing but a wild goose chase intent on wasting everyone's time. After all, questions raised by the original image remained unanswered. What was the puzzle for? Who was behind it? What happens when you reach the end? However, as it later turned out, this was only the beginning. Whomever was behind this intricate game had the foresight to include an authentication code known as a PGP signature along with every clue. This allowed users to verify that an image or message was actually from Cicada, as opposed to some imposter seeking to derail or hijack the puzzle. Cicada had repeatedly warned of such false paths and insisted that any message lacking a valid PGP signature should promptly be disregarded. That's why this image, posted exactly a year and a day after the first, provoked such a frenzy. After a year of lackluster imitations, this image finally matched the official PGP signature. Cicada was back, and it was time for round 2. The second puzzle was not too dissimilar from the first. The image enclosed a message, the message led to a book, the book produced a link, and gradually the puzzle unfolded. At one point, a recording titled The Instar Emergence was uncovered.
How intelligent you have to be to solve a puzzle?
Another
like that?
clue led to a cryptic Twitter account, which
Yeah, because it's not just intelligence; it's the knowledge of the computers, technology. To
society as well. You can't be like a complete hermit to, I don't know, when they mentioned this website like Outcast, you would have to, no, you have to be, well, the first place you have to be even present on these forums to even see it. You have to be like into internet enough that you would even consider reading something and thinking about it that you found on Reddit. So that's already a very specific kind of people, group of people.
Yeah, but I mostly meant to be able to encrypt a message from decrypt a message from a song. Like,
it's such a level of abstract thinking, I can't even comprehend it.
It's sad to find out that you're the stupid one.
No, it's just being made.
which then led to an image. The image proved vital to the progression of the puzzle, but the inclusion of this runic alphabet would remain a mystery for quite some time. Much like the first puzzle, the second swelled into the physical world when a list of coordinates compelled participants to once again take to the streets in search of enigmatic posters. This time it was 8 locations in 4 different countries. But eventually the trail went cold once again. Another select group of first arrivals had been accepted into a final, private stage of the puzzle. Unlike the first puzzle, the second did not conclude with an official message from Cicada. The trail merely went cold, and Cicada vanished once more, leaving us no closer to an explanation. However, this was still not the end. At the beginning of 2014, it was time for round 3. Once again, the image enclosed a message, the message led to a book, the book produced a link, and suffice it to say, it was more of the same. Except this time, the puzzle seemed to revolve around a strange book. The book was titled Liber Primus, meaning first book in Latin, and was evidently written by Cicada. The runic alphabet uncovered in 2013 finally made sense, as the book was primarily written in runes. Even so, the meaning of
that's like a plot of a good movie.
Yeah, right. You dropped the hints early.
And can you imagine if those kind of riddles were like in the National Treasure?
Oh yeah.
Like Nicolas Cage would be like,
well, like on the back
fuck.
of the Declaration of Independence.
No, but if you compare those kind of riddles with the ones that are in like National Treasure or movies like that.
Yeah, this is much better. Yeah. They should, these people, whoever came out with this, should get employed by some movie studio.
The translated pages were cryptic at best. The book consisted of various philosophical and ideological ideas and appeared to be their manifesto. Many have since compared the strange writings to that of a cult. Nevertheless, the book also comprised a myriad of clues and codes. For example, this page advised participants to seek out a website on the deep web, but the site remains undiscovered. Another page led to a website containing yet another recording titled Interconnectedness. However, a significant portion of the book has yet to be translated. The rune...
Maybe you can upload this on YouTube, and then if you have a copyright strike, then you can find Cicada. Because YouTube algorithm with music is crazy. You would post like 3 seconds of a song, and they're like, oh no, this belongs to this. That
this video belongs to Cicada. And then we can ask them about this in the dispute window.
Runic text on some of the pages appear to be obfuscated by layers of encryption that has yet to be decrypted. Of the 74 pages featuring runes, only 19 have been successfully translated. As 2015 came and went without the launch of a new puzzle, many came to suspect the Liber Primus had to be completed if Cicada was to return. This was more or less confirmed at the beginning of 2016 when Cicada encouraged a re-examination of the book. More than 4 years have now gone by with minimal progress and near complete silence from Cicada. Questions raised by the original image have gone ignored. What is the purpose of these puzzles? Who's behind them? What happens when you reach the end? When the initial image appeared on 4chan back in 2012, many assumed Cicada 3301 to be an alternate reality game designed by a corporation to promote a new service or product. For example, Microsoft developed an elaborate ARG back in 2001 to promote the film Artificial Intelligence, and a similar viral marketing campaign was used to promote the release of Halo 2. But the release of subsequent puzzles and the complete lack of commercialization has more or less eliminated that possibility. If we choose to believe some of the leaked information from the private end stage of each puzzle, then we do gain some insight into who this group might be. For example, at the end of the first puzzle, finalists supposedly received this email. In it, Cicada described themselves as an international group who believe that privacy is an inalienable right. The aim of each puzzle is to recruit like-minded individuals in an effort to develop privacy-conscious solutions. The email then concludes with 3 questions. The PGP signature, which would have confirmed the authenticity of the email, was conveniently removed by the leaker. If a version with a valid signature does exist online, I was unable to find it. But regardless of its legitimacy, I find this question a bit odd. It reads, "Do you believe that information should be free?" Assuming the expected answer is yes, then the very first sentence, "Do not share this information," seems a bit hypocritical. While the idea of a secret society recruiting individuals by means of elaborate cryptographic puzzles may seem a bit absurd or even conspiratorial, it's not entirely unfounded. Corporations and governments alike have employed similar recruitment techniques since at least the Second World War. In 2013, the British intelligence agency GCHQ launched a recruitment program known as Can You Find It? Participants had to decrypt a number of cryptograms hidden across the internet, and those who managed to solve the entire puzzle were offered a prize or a position at the agency. Google did something similar with enigmatic billboards back in 2004, and the US Navy launched a near identical project in 2014. Okay, but then what about the recruits? Why have we not heard from these chosen few? Well, we have. It's just that separating a legitimate finalist from an imposter is virtually impossible. In a 2015 interview with Rolling Stone, 2 alleged winners of the first puzzle chronicled the events beyond the final stage. After receiving an email from Cicada, they were taken to a forum on the dark web. Here they could communicate with 20-some-odd recruits as well as a handful of established members of Cicada. They were told that Cicada 3301 had been founded by a group of friends who shared common ideals about security, privacy, and censorship. The goal was to work as a collective to develop software applications in line with that ideology. As friends recruited friends, this secret society quickly expanded into a decentralized internet.
Yeah, but that would make sense.
But that's exactly what I thought. That's what I was waiting to say at the end.
That it was like a group of people who met at one point in time, and they were highly intelligent. Maybe not all of them, but like some of them, because I don't think they were, or maybe they were all as intelligent to create all those riddles. But that's why they were in those countries and not in all the countries.
Yeah, that would exactly make sense. And one of them, I don't know, could be traveling somewhere and just drop it there or whatever.
And then on the second edition, they had maybe new members, and they were able to now share those posters in the countries that they couldn't share it in before.
Yeah, and in this way, it's not unbelievable to me at all that there's people who would, sacrifice their lives and be so passionate about something as to make such riddles, and like also that they would really believe it, that then once they gather so many people, they can do something grand, whether they would actually be able to or not.
Yeah, it's like a plot of the Mr. Robot.
But yeah, it's as to whether this would have been a large governmental organization. I mean, even if yes, then it's when you listen to this conspiracy theories, especially with videos and added creepy music and nice visuals, it's really nice easy to romanticize it, I think, and veil it into some kind of mystery. Whereas even if it was recruitment for a secret service, that does not mean that, I don't know, you get greeted by men in black suits that come into your house and then they put a bag on your head and they take you to a dungeon under the White House and there's aliens there.
Morpheus comes with the blue pill and the red pill.
Yeah. So even if then if for myself, I know nothing about this and I don't know that much about the world, so I'm just guessing. But even if it would be a project from the government, I would assume it's just like part of spending the budget and just an idea that they would do to check what happens. Because you're interested, and there's like a guy in an office that's responsible for this, and they're doing this, and they're already intelligent, and not that again. Then you get on some kind of a spaceship and you uncover secrets of the world.
And what if it was like a government test, but then you find out that it's like from the Moldova or Lithuania, and you're like, oh yeah, so now you can work for the Moldova intelligence. Your monthly payment is $300.
The national organization. The recruits were then tasked with developing software that fit the ideology of the group, and members of Cicada would oversee their progress. But without the allure of a puzzle to be solved, the recruits quickly lost interest. By the end of 2012, all but one had left, and a few months later, the site was gone. They never heard from Cicada again.
Yeah, that's also very realistic.
One of the 2 winners, named Marcus Wanner, later elaborated further in a video by YouTuber Nox Populi. Furthermore, Nox Populi himself claims to be a winner of the second puzzle, so I reached out to him and this is some of what he had to say. After completing the final stages of the second puzzle, Nox Populi received an invitation to join Cicada 3301. However, he was not invited to a website but was instead merely told to be patient. Then, around May of 2013, all communication with Cicada abruptly ceased. This was around the same time as when the website dedicated to the winners of the first puzzle was suddenly taken down. Nox Populi later contacted other winners of the second puzzle to compare notes, and their experiences were identical. In his own words, All the stories were the same. We were invited to join 3301, then something happened and silence followed a request for patience. Nox Populi supposed that roughly 5 others completed the second puzzle in contrast to the 20-odd winners of the first. In regards to who or what Cicada is, Nox Populi believes they could be a remnant of the cypherpunk movement of the late 80s and 90s.
As far as credibility, I find it extremely strange that someone would say about 5. Like, 5 is not a number that you say about. It's either 5 or 6 or it's 4. It's not about 5. Like, oh, I cannot count how many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Essentially a small group of activists advocating widespread use of strong cryptography and privacy-enhancing technologies, but he admits that there is no way to know for certain. If you want a far more comprehensive walkthrough of these puzzles as opposed to my brief overview, Nox Populi has produced a number of videos on his channel which I highly recommend. While these accounts cannot be verified, they do make for a very compelling argument as to what Cicada is. A group of anonymous developers seeking to develop privacy-conscious applications by recruiting talented individuals via cryptographic puzzles. Sure, it is not nearly as exciting as a shadow government seeking world domination or any of the more fantastical theories, but it is certainly more plausible. You have to keep in mind that no part of these puzzles would have required more than one person. The posters are often pointed to as evidence that this must be the work of some international organization, but I beg to differ. I mean, right now, I could use any number of services to hire random persons around the globe to install posters for me. Although, given that no poster was located more than an hour away from an airport leads me to believe that one or multiple persons actually traveled to these locations. I mean, some of the posters were found within walking distance of an international airport. The fact is that anyone...
Sorry to pause so quickly, but then I am very intrigued what kind of person that would be, because who has the kind of money to go, because one was like in Japan, one was in America, they were free in America, some in Europe, so who has the kind of time and money to do that if it really was one person who traveled?
Yeah,
and if it was a group, sorry, can I just, and if it was a group of people, then how much of either close friends or very determined about your goal you have to be, because, you know, interacting with people a lot on the internet, as I do on like different Discord forums and everything, I don't imagine 5 people coming together and motivating each other that everyone bears this cost of traveling somewhere, even if it's closer to them, you know? So that is more interesting than the conspiracy of the government.
And one problem with this theory is, I think if it's one person, then how fast you would have to travel to put all those posters in about the same time.
That's
because
a very good point.
you cannot put one poster and then 2 months later put another and then another, because by the time you finished the first poster is already covered by some advertisement that some asshole put on the same spot.
That's very
or just someone came and was like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
So you would have to do it really fast, and I think that would be suspicious. I think there are agencies that monitor those kind of activities, and if there was one individual who was suddenly in Japan, then in France, then in Poland, then in the United States, and it would all happen during 1 week, then I think someone would take a notice of that. So it had to be more people, I think.
Could be also someone who originally made the post reaching out to people who thought it was funny and asking them to place it an hour away from an airport in their city. And then even if those people had come out and said that they received such message, like he said, there was probably so many people saying stuff that they were contacted that you wouldn't even be able to find it. So maybe that was what happened.
One with a disposable income and enough time on their hands would be able to create the illusion of a vast, secret network spanning the globe. Not saying that that is the case with Cicada 3301, but it is nonetheless a possibility that cannot be discounted. With all of that being said, I personally think a loose-knit group of privacy-minded hobby cryptographers to be the most plausible explanation. Cicada made their last public statement in April of 2017, merely warning against disinformation, but the current status of the third puzzle and the possibility of a fourth remains clouded in mystery.
Right.
That was a really good video, really well made with the ambience and the music and everything.
But
right?
also a very interesting topic. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I know it's of course, but yeah, thank you for showing me.
I wonder if there is any update, because this video is 6 years ago.
Hmm.
It's from 6 years ago, so there may be some update on that,
Let us know.
if you know.
Yeah.
But also maybe they really are waiting for someone to solve this puzzle with the book.
Maybe they have some other project on the side and they're just waiting on this one. Or maybe they just argued about something in their forum and now they don't talk to each other anymore.
But it's so terrifying for me. It's so sad, you know. You go with your life and you think that you are pretty smart. I mean, I'm not saying that I believe myself to be like very intelligent.
Oh,
But you think that you know about this, and then you hear about something like that, and you're like, what? Like you cannot even comprehend the first puzzle, and to be able to solve all of them.
Yeah, it's like a different. I don't know. It's almost as if your brain would have
like,
to be
it's
different.
like a different species. Those people are like a different species. Like the difference between my brain and the brain of those people is like basically the difference between my brain and the brain of the monkey.
I think so. I think that might be true in some regards, because there's nothing else you could compare it to. I was thinking of a metaphor, like when you're you go to the gym and then there are gymnasts at the Olympics, but it's not even the same, because you could imagine that you could get there, but it's just a different realm of thoughts to make these connections and to have such a high IQ. And it's
But if we have so many intelligent people, then how come that they are not the leaders of countries?
because such an intelligent person would be most likely a horrible leader of the world. That's why I think if there were multiple people, I also find it interesting if all of them would be so mathematically intelligent and at the same time so into philosophy and other things. First of all, because your brain only has some capacity, even if you're so excellent. And second of all, because I think the individuals who are so gifted, they are not gifted in other ways.
I mean, yeah, I understand, but also you remember we watched this video about Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying, but he was highly intelligent, and he was intelligent in different areas.
And technically gifted as well too. I'm sorry, but to construct the bombs, it takes some.
Yeah. But he was graduated from Harvard, I think.
Yeah.
Or he didn't finish. I don't remember.
But if you think about it, his philosophy was very naive. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it contradicts this opinion that if you are so into mathematics, then you don't care about philosophy or politics. And stuff
Okay,
like
yeah,
that,
you're right.
know?
It was naive, but it was well formulated. So it's not that he would not be able to convince someone to subscribe to his ideology. Then I don't know. I really don't know. But
It's just that we are monkeys, basically. And
yeah, but this was really, really interesting. Thank you for
so
showing
if
me.
you want to watch us more monkeys reacting to funny stuff, and subscribe to this channel, maybe we can eat some bananas in the next video.
Yeah. Well,
On the 10,000 subscribers, I can throw some shit into camera. If you want.
that's going to be a solo video from you. Okay. Thanks. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever you would like. And we'll see you in the next video. Whatever. I literally couldn't even care less. I do care a lot, actually. Bye.
Goodbye.